Hello everyone, Storm1 here. Today we try to get a possibility for possibly a significant severe weather event that may happen across portions of the Mississippi River Valley, across portions of eastern Arkansas, northwestern Mississippi, possibly as far south as northeastern Louisiana, including southern and southeastern Missouri as well. There's also another system we ought to watch for as well that will come from southern Texas, so this is a below to be coming pretty far south. It's going to attract something like this here that may bring in a severe weather threat for some areas just south and east of that low as well as we get to possibly Friday and Saturday may be the big day on that. So let's talk. So let's talk about today. So this is the SPC outlook. And you can see here we do have a slight risk for severe weather for central and eastern Kansas, eastern Nebraska, far western Iowa, and far southeastern South Dakota as well. Does not include South Coast Falls in South Dakota. You guys are in a marginal risk, but it does include places like Wichita, Lincoln, Omaha, and Norfolk, and Overland Park, and even including Kansas City as well. So tornado threat will stay pretty low. 2% chance for central Kansas up into south central Nebraska. Wind and hail will also be your threats as well. So not really going to be a too big of a deal of a setup here. There is a severe thunderstorm watch in place, however, with some of the similar regions. So this is for central and northern Kansas. Well, central Kansas up into south central Nebraska. Couple tornadoes are possible, scatter hail up to lime size, and also for the chance for scatter wind gusts up to 70 miles an hour. So it includes like Lexington, Holdridge, Grand Island, Hastings, Phillipsburg, Belletti. I know that's not how you pronounce that, but I do apologize for that if I say that wrong. Hayes, Great Bend, Dodge City, Pratt, and Hutchinson as well within this severe thunderstorm watch. And this is until 11 o'clock in Central Time, so later this evening. And then you got tomorrow. So tomorrow could be the big day. You got a slight risk for severe weather across northern Louisiana, the northern half of Mississippi, far western Alabama, northeastern Texas, most of Arkansas, up into uh, south central Missouri, and even including southwestern Tennessee as well. Some of the similar regions that got hit hard not too long ago, we had multiple tornado warnings. I forgot what day it was, but we had multiple tornadoes. It's the same night that we had the flooding across Nashville here. It was the same night you had multiple tornado warnings across these regions here, especially around the Memphis area, Jackson, Tennessee, and then even around the Shreveport area as well had multiple tornado warnings in that one night. But there's even a chance I've seen in the description of the SPC that they did mention the possibility for an enhanced risk. My guess is going to be somewhere where I just circled. So let's talk about this within the models here. So we're going to start off with the HER model here. So again, when we get up into central Kansas, eventually up into south central Nebraska, you can see thunderstorms really blow up. We have a cap in place. There's no thunderstorm activity in any of these areas in here. Keep in mind of that. That was the radar of what's going on right now, the time to make this video. But thunderstorms should be able to blow up sometime in the next couple of hours as well, up across central Kansas, up into south central Nebraska. Those eventually die out by Wednesday morning, I should say. Now, this is going to be possibly a limiting factor here. Check out all this convection that's out here. If there's going to be this much convection out here, the chance of severe weather may actually be a little bit lower here. But check out south central Missouri here. Uh, Not a whole lot of convection out ahead of the cold front, or cannot remember if this is actually a cold front or a dry line. If you guys do not know what a dry line is, it's a front that does not change the temperatures, but changes the dew points. So like this side, for example, here, it could be 60s, possibly 70s, and back here could be in the 30s. I know that's some terrible writing there, but that's what a dry line is, and it does not really change much of any way of the temperatures. The temperatures pretty much stay the same. It's just basically it's a dry line. But you can see here, it may be a little bit overdone with the convection here, but if the herd model is going to be right, we may have to pay attention to west central Missouri here for the probably has the better opportunity for some severe weather. But I think it's overdone with the convection here. And if this is going to be scenario here, there won't really be much of a way of severe weather. Now, if it's also correct, these storms out here may actually have a chance to do something. So it's definitely something we gotta watch here very closely here. As you can see here, as we kind of get to the overnight hours, shows a couple of big boomers here and there across Mississippi, down across Louisiana. But other than that, if the herd model is correct, the severe weather may not be as bad. That's what you would think here. Now, then we have to watch Thursday up across portions of the Tennessee Valley and maybe up into the Ohio Valley by later in the day on Thursday. We'll watch that as well. So let's check out how much instability there could be out there. And you can see here, so this is surface-based CAPE here. So we don't have a whole lot of sign in around. If we do have a lot of sign in around, that's not good for severe weather. If you want severe weather, you do not want any sign in. Keep in mind that. If you do not want severe weather, you would want sign in. So yeah, on that. So we do have plenty of CAPE here, surfacely spaced. Speaking here, areas in blue here, that's excessive of 1,000 joules per kilogram of CAPE. Areas in green, that's excessive of 2,000 joules per kilogram CAPE. Which you can see here, you got kind of one blob across eastern Texas into central Louisiana, another one up across northwestern Missouri. There may be a chance northern Missouri to Iowa may overperform. We'll have to watch for those storms as well. But you can see here, not a whole lot of instability to work with if we're going to have widespread convection here. If we're not going to see any widespread convection here, these CAPE numbers are actually be a little bit higher. So definitely something we're going to watch here as well. If we look into the significant tornado parameters, you can see here, again, over a 1, the environment's favorable for tornadoes. Over a 2, that's a favorable environment for the possibility for a significant tornado. And then you kind of get in the oranges and reds. Yeah, that means there's a pretty good probability. Or that's a pretty favorable environment for tornadoes. And you can see here, especially along the cold front here, there's a pretty large swath of 2 plus with the STPs here, or you could say significant tornado parameters here. Probably a little bit overdone. Small what they've done in the past here. But again, it's just going to be something to watch here closely. Let's check out the high-res dam. Let's see what it says. And you can see here some big thunderstorms again up across central Kansas, eventually moving into eastern Kansas. And again, pretty similar scenario here to a whole lot of convection here, which will decrease severe weather potential. So this is actually some good news here. And if this is going to occur, this chances for severe weather will be lower here. But we gotta watch. Still gotta watch here. Could be wrong. It's just a simulation. It's not going to get it exactly right. But then again, it's definitely gotta watch here. But I think the cold front may be the storms to watch here. You can see here across northeastern Arkansas into southeastern Missouri starting to show some good thunderstorms. Now the high-res dam does not do a good job with the simulation. It's not done well in the past here, so I'll probably take it as a grain of salt here. But it is pretty similar to the herd model, which is actually better, but I think it's still a little bit overdone with the convection as well. So let's check out those significant tornado parameters real quick for the high-res dam. We'll get a couple soundings as well. You can see here shows much higher numbers here, which again I think is going to be overdone, especially with that widespread convection there, I think it's not that accurate, in my opinion. Well, we'll check it out anyways. And I guarantee you this sounding will probably show up similar to some of the other areas as well. I mean, this is a cherry-picked sounding here, but I'm sure it's probably going to be a little bit similar for the areas in the red and the orange. So just keep in mind of that. And you can see here, you got a good amount of cape. Excuse me. Lab rate's a little bit all over the place. There's a good amount of storm rate to Felicity. That was like a limiting factor a few days ago. Doesn't look to be that way anymore. Uh, Cape is pretty good. You got a decent amount of wind shear. Got wind direction of height here in the low levels. Got a good amount of dew points there. I mean, mid 60 dew points, that's pretty good. And checking out the hodograph here, it's pretty good. Got a decently large curve there as well. So this is a pretty good forecast setting, which will be favorable for all hazards here. Now we may need to pay attention to right here, see if a cap does happen there. We'll see about that if a cap does occur in there as well. And we'll probably get another sounding somewhere across southwestern Mississippi. See what it's got down there. If it's going to load here. There we go. You can see here better dew points. Here's 68. That's a pretty high dew point. Got quite a bit of an elevated mix layer going on here. You got a pretty good curve with the hodograph. You got critical angle numbers decently good. Well, it's actually good, not decently. Um, got a good amount of storm rate to Felicity. Got a decent amount of wind shear. Quite a bit of wind varying and height. That's a lot of. That's quite. I don't know what word to put there, but that's a pretty good sounding there for a tornado probability, especially for something like that. You got winds coming out straight from the south here in the surface, and then you got winds just above that coming from the southwest there, and then a little bit above that, it's coming from the west there. So he definitely got wind direction high going on in here. So that'd be a pretty good environment there for tornadoes. Got a good amount of cape going on here, and also, of course, the cape numbers will be going down. Not the cape. Well, yeah, the cape will, but the mid-level lap rates will as you get into the overnight hours as well. So that's a high-res NAM. Let's check out the original NAM. Not that high resolution of a model, but again, it also does show widespread convection here. So I think if I'm going to do a target area, it actually may have to be up here. I mean, there's not a lot of storm to Felicity to work with, but it's not as a messy setup there, and you may get a weak tornado up there, but your better tornado probability would be down here, despite of having widespread convection there, which is that's something we got to pay attention to. Let's check out that low level jet here. That's really going to determine your severe weather probability. And you can see our 57 knots. That's pretty good for a severe weather threat or severe weather setup, I should say. So you got a decent amount of it going on out here. I have to get on a different site here for the Harris Dam and the HER for the low level jet there. Well, actually, I can see it from the Harris Dam. But anyways, got a good amount of the low level jet's pretty good. And we'll check out the significant tornado parameters with this setup here. And you can see here, it's higher than the last video, but it does have those numbers expanding all the way up into south central Missouri, which I think that probably be, if I was again Storm Chaser, that would probably be my target area. Got a pretty good hodograph there. Got a large curve going on up there. Critical angle number 51, that's not bad. It's a good amount of to Felicity. A lot of wind direction high going on there again. Good amount of lap rates, exception for the surface. That may be a limiting factor there. And also decent amount of cape. So this is a pretty good, another pretty good sounding here. as well. You can see here how that number stretch all the way down into northern Louisiana, and you kind of get into the next hour, kind of shifts it to the northern half of Mississippi overnight. You can see here, yeah, it's not that bad. Um, Kind of in a similar spot to what we put on the Harris Dam. The Harris Dam shows a better environment than the Nam, but I think the Harris Dam may be a little bit overdone. But it's still a decent sounding nevertheless there as well. Then that fret may shift further east as well. Oh yeah, we could check out that load of a jet here with the Harris Nam. And you can see here, yeah, there's a pretty good low-level jet here in place here, just like the NAM. So that could really determine your severe weather probability. It's that low-level jet here. I mean, not only for the chance for severe weather across, Arkansas, parts of Louisiana, Mississippi, into Missouri, but you also got to watch for Iowa as well. Don't be surprised that we may get to see some some severe weather, maybe possibly a tornado or two, somewhere in Iowa there. It's a pretty good setup up there as well. So people in Iowa there may need to watch out as well for severe weather. So it's kind of moving to Friday here, and you can see here a little bit of a different placement of the low here. It actually has the low right here. Some other malls have it further south, but you can see here. So this is kind of getting to Friday evening. You got some decent STPs. Well, it's actually kind of low. Kind of along this front here. You got some pockets of good numbers here and there. To check out this is in the overnight hours. Your low moves up into southwestern Missouri. But check out those STPs, so let me get that off. I mean, check that out. Talking about some pretty good STPs across some of the same regions that could get hit decently hard tomorrow, if it happens. But definitely something you gotta watch here. And that's only 6C Friday night. So this is now getting into like early Saturday morning. And we're getting good STPs like this. Kind of insane here. So I'm interested to see what the next runs will show at the next day here. And see if those good Cape numbers will continue or may even increase as it moves to the northeast, getting into portions of Tennessee, Kentucky, Indiana, maybe into portions of Ohio and Illinois as well. This is definitely something we gotta watch here as well. And there's definitely some big differences with the models here. It's just something we gotta watch here for now. But keep in mind, this is just one model here. Just keep in mind of that. But we will check out the European model with this. Yeah, you see here, it got some good thunderstorm activity. If we take a look to the lightning density here, see here, there could be a lot of lightning with these storms. You can see here, those storms kind of die down as they move to the east. Then here comes your next low right here. So this is Friday morning. You can see here, you got your low pressure system nearby Abilene, Texas. Check out all those thunderstorms out here. Man, talk about a lot of lightning with these storms. Yep, a lot of lightning with those storms. And eventually should shot up to move pretty decently quickly to the northeast here. Now, into Saturday here, got pretty good thunderstorms down across the Gulf Coast, but does show a whole lot of thunderstorm activity a little further north, which is kind of surprises me a little bit here. We're going to have a strong low of a jet, though. This is at the low of a jet here. Got some pretty good winds at 850 millibars across Tennessee, Kentucky, even back down across southern Alabama as well in the Florida Panhandle. And you can see here it gets stronger by Saturday evening here. But at the same time, doesn't show like no instability here, despite of having so much instability further back to the southwest here, especially in the overnight. I think it's going to be underdone with the instability here, but we'll see what happens here. I think it's going to be a little bit undercooked with the instability here. Here's the GFS. pretty similar here. Got a strong low of a jet here across Kentucky, Indiana, and Ohio, up into several Michigan as well, but no instability. That just does not make a whole lot of sense to me, but we'll see what happens here. You see the temperatures at the surface here. That's actually at 850 millibars. Here's the surface temperatures here. And you can see here, kind of on the cool side there. I think it's going to be too cold, in my opinion here. Same with the European model. I think it's a little bit too cold. But we'll see what happens here. We'll see what the models trend towards Friday into Saturday. I'm also a little bit concerned with my own safety because Friday and Saturday I'm going to be going camping in eastern Tennessee. And I see this happening on Saturday. So I'm like right here, and I see this happening. That should be interesting for me. But there will be no uploads Friday and Saturday. I mean, Thursday will be the last day for an upload. I'll be coming back here on Sunday. So hopefully things won't be rough for me on Saturday, but we'll see what happens there. But anyways, guys, those are for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys like this video, hit that like button. If you already like my channel, hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell notification so you never miss an upload. If you guys have questions about this, you can put a comment section down below. I'll answer you guys' questions. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.